Shortly before the Chauvin verdict was announced, hundreds of people had gathered at the site where George Floyd was murdered in South Minneapolis. The memorial, known as George Floyd Square, honors him and the movement that he inspired. Yesterday, before the verdict, we went there and we met Janelle Austin. She's one of the site's caretakers.
What makes this unique?
You know, it's become a kind of profound space where people still pay respect.
We started our conversation at the Say Their Name Cemetery. It memorializes Black Americans killed by police.
The power of the installation is that there are so many names that we don't know, and it challenges us to look up their names, learn their stories so that they're not forgotten.
The 100 headstones, a place for people to grieve.
What does it look like for us to create public spaces where people, whenever they are experiencing their loss, they can come here and the space is big enough to hold their grief?
We then walked around the corner to the infamous site where George Floyd was killed.
From barricade to barricade is George Floyd Square.
So on June 1st, you came here and did what? You said you took it upon yourself to preserve it?
Yeah.
And what did that mean when you said, I want to preserve this? What were you doing?
I was literally picking up trash and straightening up flowers. This is originally where the community had built an offering to acknowledge where his body had laid. But during the trial, as I was watching, I noticed that we got the spot wrong. And so I actually measured out where it was, and we relayed where his body had laid with flowers
over right there. That gives me chills, Janelle. That gives me chills.
Because it's important that we remember the story correctly.
And what is the story you want to make sure that we remember?
1, that a man was lynched in our community. 2, that it was a city employee on city time who did it. 3, that the community came together and said, not in our backyard. And we also recognize that there are conditions in the context of our community that led to this incident, and we want those addressed.
Now, Janelle Austin explained to us that the memorials are a form of protest because they are disruptive, and she wants that space to be a place for people to come and express themselves however they want to do that, whether it's through prayer, protest, art, or leaving memorials to George Floyd. There are a lot of those there.